Straight from the Fantrax app, Eagles defeat the Cowboys 24-20 last night. Let's talk about it. Being 313 pounds wasn't enough for Jalen Carter to try to be intimidating to Dak Prescott before the game. He spit on him, got ejected, super scummy move. Jalen Hurts over 24 fantasy points, 19 for 23, 152 yards passing, but the Cowboys forgot that he can run the ball. 62 rushing yards and 2 non-tush-push rushing touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, 18.4 fantasy points. He rushed 18 times for 60 yards and a touchdown. He also caught 4 of his 5 targets for 24 yards. Dallas Goedert was a safety blanket for Hurts. He caught all 7 targets for 44 yards, 11-ish fantasy points. Love to see Jahan Dotson involved. 3 catches for 59 yards. The Commanders gave up on this guy way too easy. And last night I saw this lady in the commercials more than I saw anything out of Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown, who combined for just 4 targets. Not a good day for fantasy for either one of those guys. Under 10 fantasy points for Dak Prescott. He completed 21 of 34 passing attempts, but for just 188 yards, no touchdowns. A pleasant surprise, Javonte Williams, 20 fantasy points. He rushed 15 times for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also caught 2 of his 3 targets for 10 yards. Everybody wrote this guy off, but he looked like a workhorse. CeeDee Lamb was hyper-targeted, productive. He caught 7 of his 13 targets for 110 receiving yards, 18 fantasy points. Not the biggest of debuts for George Pickens. He caught 3 of 4 targets for 30 yards. He did draw a pass interference, but he also was called for unnecessary roughness. Jake Ferguson, not a big yardage day, but did catch 5 of 6 targets for 23 yards. So the biggest takeaways is Jalen Hurts is going to have very safe upside for Fantasy Football Weekly. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, I wouldn't completely panic, but you might have games like this. Saquon looking like Saquon. Maybe he wasn't the most efficient, but you know he's going to have a ton of upside in usage. I'm not super worried for Dak Prescott. I think he's going to have a ton of volume through the air this year. CeeDee Lamb looking like maybe 2023 CeeDee Lamb, though. And Javonte Williams might be one of the best draft day steals looking at his ADP for fantasy football. 44 total points, some solid fantasy scoring, some surprises, spitting incidents, some lightning, some fights on the field. Great first game of the NFL season.